how did you get your first product manager job? Like without a degree, without graduating and having two backlogs.
My HOD called me and the first thing I told him is that I have a job. हॉस्टल में एक डॉर्म रूम में 10 लोगों के बीच में ये आइडिया फेमस हो गया. हमने इतना कमा लिया कि we earn like
That's crazy. What do you look into product analyst who is getting into product management for the first time? Resume khali hai. What do you look for in these people?
I think there are 3 to 4 things that I look for. Product management is always about first principle thinking. And interestingly, one of the biggest problems that all of us had in the first, second, third year of our college was there's no second way to it.
So can you tell me like how would you break down a cold mail? Say if you had to apply to a company right now, like how would you cold mail that particular company?
I would start with, hey,
in today's podcast, we have with us Suraj Sharma, an ex-senior product manager and now a co-founder at Growth Velocity. But what will shock you about him is that he achieved all of this without even having a college degree. In 2025, when people cry about not having an MBA degree or having a technical degree to become a product manager, Suraj is an inspiration. In today's podcast, we discuss how Suraj cracked his first product manager job without experience and without any college degree. Why did he drop out from college and what aspiring product managers should do in 2025 to get their first product manager job. So without further ado, let's start the video. So hi Suraj, by the way, I've already introduced you in this video, but I would love to hear you talk a bit about yourself as well before we get more deeper into the podcast.
sure. I've had a very irrational journey, is what I would say. Most of my journey is about figuring out, and I'm still trying to figure out a lot of. Uh, 5 साल प्रोडक्ट मैनेजमेंट किया है, डिग्री में किया है, एंड कुछ अच्छी चीजें बनाई है, कुछ फेलियर्स भी हुए हैं. सो हैप्पी टू शेयर ऑल ऑफ देम विद यू.
Awesome. I think this like you as a guest in my podcast would certainly like interest those people जो बोलते रहते हैं कि यार मुझे should I do a BTech, should I do an MBA, क्या मैं मास्टर्स कर लूँ बाहर जाके, क्या मैं US चले जाऊँ और यहाँ पे और and we have Suraj with us who has not graduated from college and then actually transitioned into like product management and has spent 5 years in product management and working in some of the best edtech companies in India as well. So like we'll get to hear all about that in this video. So like Suraj, like you didn't graduate from college. Like what happened? Can you just tell the audience?
बहुत कुछ हुआ बट आई टॉक इफ आई टॉक अबाउट द हाइलाइट्स. आई थिंक आई कम फ्रॉम अ टियर 3 कॉलेज जहाँ पे वेयर आपको जहाँ पे आपको 10 साल पुराना चीज सिखाते हैं. लाइक आई रिमेम्बर माय लेक्चरर टीचिंग अस अबाउट हाइपर थ्रेडिंग वाज अ कॉन्सेप्ट व्हिच वाज इन पेंटियम कोर पेंटियम डेज से था, राइट? एंड वी आस्क्ड देम लाइक, इज दिस अ न्यू कॉन्सेप्ट? And the lecturer said, yes, right, this is something that it's new, it's revolutionary, and all of those things. Fundamentally, we were always ahead of the college in terms of the learning, in terms of things that we were doing, which led us to believe ki whatever the college is trying to teach us is not something that we want to learn, right? And
Right.
we and I, as a kid, I would always try to find out hacks कि मैं इसको कैसे चीज change करूं, कैसे इसको ये करूं. And interestingly, one of the biggest problems that all of us had in the first, second, third year of our college was अटेंडेंस नहीं लिखा जाता. लैब के मैनुअल्स जो है वो लिखे नहीं जाते बिकॉज देयर वर लाइक 70 पेजेस ऑफ गार्बेज नो वन रीड्स, राइट? सो ऑल ऑफ अस वन डे वी डिसाइडेड कि वी वोंट राइट इट, एंड वी डिसाइडेड ओके वी फाइंड अ हैक फॉर इट. कुछ एक सोचेंगे कैसे इसको सॉल्व करना है. एंड दोस डेज टेंसरफ्लो वाज वेरी इंटरेस्टिंगली पॉपुलर, राइट? इफ यू नो टेंसरफ्लो लाइक.
So which year was this?
This is, I think, about 2017-18 is what I am referring to. 17-18 is what I am referring to. And TensorFlow was, I think, a very big deal back then. People were, and AI machine learning was at like the very early. What you could do is you could train a OCR, and OCR is basically like reading from a image and extracting text out of it.
Right.
You could train a OCR model and then you can just deploy it on a phone, run it to scan and extract text out of it. There were a lot of cam scanner and those types of apps did exist, but they were paid. They had a lot of frustration there. So we decided, okay, we could just automate it or figure out a hack around it. तो हमने क्या किया? हमने pages निकाले, हमने scan करना शुरू किया, and we took out the text from each of these pages and we decided, okay, it's a easier option to see, इसको रख देते हैं and we can just write it from there. Like one person can just write it, everyone can work on it. But then we realized कि इसका और भी better version हो सकता है, because then you had Xerox walas who would write records for you, but they couldn't put the values that you wanted there, and सबका value same हो जाता था तो आपके marks कट जाते थे. So we said, okay, can we modify those values and give it to the Xerox wala to write it? And then it was okay, fair. This is one idea that we can work on. तो हमने वो करके उनको दिया. It worked, right? So it हॉस्टल में एक डॉर्म रूम में 10 लोगों के बीच में ये आइडिया फेमस हो गया कि यार एक ऐप बनाते हैं. देन द नेक्स्ट थिंग वी थॉट वाज ओके, कैन वी आस्क एवरीवन इन द कॉलेज टू ट्राई इट आउट एंड डू दिस. तो हमने क्या किया, एक लिंक बनाया जिससे आप ऐप को डाउनलोड कर सकते हो, क्योंकि प्ले स्टोर के पैसे नहीं थे. $20 कुछ लेता था टू होस्ट एन ऐप ऑन प्ले स्टोर, एंड प्ले स्टोर के पैसे नहीं थे. हम थे एकदम कंगाल थे उस टाइम पे. तो वी सेड ठीक है, इसको एक लिंक बना के गूगल ड्राइव में डाल देते हैं, लेट पीपल डाउनलोड इट ऑन द फोन एंड दे कैन स्कैन इट एंड डू इट. इट क्रिएटेड सम सॉर्ट ऑफ अ नेटवर्क इफेक्ट देयर, वेयर बिकॉज द वैल्यू वाज सो गुड, people wanted to actually download it, use it, and get the value there. तो हमने बोला कि यार ये Xerox वाले का भी तो पैसा बढ़ा सकते हैं, right? Like if he has 10 records to complete, he can employ 1 or 2 people more to write and get it done. So we collaborated with the Xerox wala, and every 3 months he would have record का काम. People would do the same process, scan करते थे, put in their values, change करते थे, and they would send it to the record wala, and Xerox wala would get it done. The app was so famous and it was so uh, it went so viral that everyone in the college started using it. Even the first year kids, जिनका
Wow.
record ना बना था, they were like using it. We thought okay, बना तो लिया, अब इससे थोड़ा पैसे भी कमा सकते हैं. Like it's you could earn some commission out of. And तब वो रेजर पे, फोन पे वो सब का नहीं था. यूपीआई was very early nascent stages पे था. So we didn't even know रेजर पे फोन पे आप इंटीग्रेट कर सकते हो, पेमेंट गेटवे डाल सकते हो.
Right.
तो हमने उसमें क्यूआर कोड डाल दिया कि आप स्कैन जब कर रहे हो, इफ यू हैव टू सेंड इट टू द रेजर वाले, यू हैव टू पे अस. तो आप हमें ₹20 देते हो, द Xerox वाला गेट्स लाइक ₹18, वी अर्न लाइक ₹2 आउट ऑफ इट. हमने इतना कमा लिया कि वी अर्न लाइक 4 lakhs, 4.5 lakhs a year.
Wow.
3 to college kids earning 3 to 4 lakhs a year, nothing to spend on. Like
Exactly.
ऐसा है कि आप पार्टी कर लोगे ये. There was nothing to spend on. And we didn't realize this was a business idea, right? It was a hack जो हमारे आलस के वजह से पैदा हुआ. It was leading to us making money.
Right.
And that's when it hit me. It's an important problem, right? It wasn't an important problem for someone who can write records, but it's an important problem for people when you're trying to solve for the convenience side of things. And convenience phase, right? So तभी realize हुआ कि यार I don't want to learn coding, I don't want to do degree, and I'm way beyond engineering. It's not the money part, it's the satisfaction of someone using your product, being happy with it,
हाँ.
the value, and you earning some money out of it.
Right.
And that's when I realized कि मेरे को engineering तो नहीं करनी. And that's how it happened. Fourth year में I had 2 backlogs. My HOD called me. He's like, "Boss, you have 2 backlogs." And the first thing I told him is that I have a job. He was like, "How?" Like, just got it. Figured it out. And then my experience of building things, sort of trying to solve problems, was something that helped me get that internship and a job at the end of it. So that was the biggest factor that it comes to my mind.
Got it. So like starting like college में you published this app which got like crazy revenue, 4 लाख 5 लाख एक साल में. That's insane. Like आपका डिपार्टमेंट कौन सा था? Which branch were you from?
CSE.
CSE. Got it. And that's crazy.
I saw the consulting side of things, and it felt good, like a college kid
Right.
looking at people with buildings and all these things sounded like, oh wow, this is what I want to be. Like classic TCS, Infosys, Deloitte,
Right.
Tree,
Right.
वो था. And I started applying a lot. I had a lot of connects to get me through it. But Deloitte का usually mostly college placement से ही हुआ था.
Damn.
That-
Damn. And like which department of Deloitte was this? Like is this core consulting or anything?
Yeah, this was Deloitte, USA. We are into technology analyst. My role was a technology data analyst.
Got it. Understood. So first of all, like crazy that you got into Deloitte. But what's even bigger than that, I think it's getting into product management without a degree at all. So can you tell me like how did you get your first product manager job? Like in your interviews, maybe you went and they were like, कि हाँ मेरे पास degree नहीं है. Like they were shocked or क्या reaction क्या था? Can you tell me a bit about that? How did you get your first product manager job? Which is usually like the hardest thing for any fresher to get into. Right. So whenever a fresher or anyone comes to me, they're like, कि भैया मैं MBA कर लूँ, भैया मैं BTech कर लूँ, भैया मैं कंप्यूटर साइंस करूँ, ये कोर्स कर लूँ, नेक्स्ट स्लीप कर लूँ, ये कोर्स कर लूँ, बट
Yeah.
is someone who has not done anything, not even graduated college, and has cracked and has been in some of the biggest companies in India as a product manager. So tell me about your like first product manager experience. How did you get into it?
So यार हमारे टाइम पे कोर्सेज नहीं थे। वी नेवर हैड एनीवन टू लुक अप टू एंड से कि यार ये सिखा दो, ये प्रायोरिटाइजेशन फ्रेमवर्क क्या होता है।
Right.
I think I became a product manager by looking and observing a few product managers. My first company that I worked at after Deloitte was a startup called QMath, and QMath is mostly into maths teaching learning space. They were trying to build a platform for K-12 for teaching maths. And again, I never wanted to become a product manager. I wanted to solve problems. मैं खुश था यार कि यार कोई मेरे को आके बोल रहा है कि यार सूरज ये कैसे होगा, and
Yeah.
I'll figure out some way, something around it. Uh, and kudos again to the manager I had. Her name is Shailaja. She used to work at QMath and she was leading an entire vertical. She saw that potential. She's like, hey, you love doing this. Uh, what this is called is product management. So she was like, "यो, वो product management बोलते हैं." Like, okay, इसमें करना क्या होता है? What do I do? Right? She's like, नहीं, जो whatever you're doing, it's let's call it a product analyst or a product के APM level का, and just do it. So I said, ठीक है. तो then I was assigned to one of my PMs who was there, and I saw him trying to join meetings, uh, explain very complex thing. Like कुछ फट गया होगा कहीं पे, and they would just come to them and they're like, can you tell us what's working, what's not? And he would look at the data, he would figure out, he would prioritize a few things, and he would be like, this is what needs to be done. And more often than not, that part looked very interesting to me. Like मेरे को तो प्रॉब्लम आता सॉल्व कर देता था. हाउ डू यू पुट सो मच ब्रेन इनटू इट?
Hmm.
एंड fortunate enough, I would sit with him every day for 1-2 hours, teach me how to do it, teach me how you look at data, teach me how you do analytics. uh, but I still remember the first thing he told me is that product management is always about first principle thinking. There's no second way to it. You can learn as many tools, you can learn as many courses, you can graduate out of the best colleges. If you're not a first principle thinker, it is very tough to become a product manager. And this clearly resonated with me through my entire career. आपको सोचना आना चाहिए. You should know what has to be done. You should know what's a priority for you, right? And that's exactly what I always follow. कि ये, if not this, what else? If this is not an important problem that I'm solving, what is an important problem? क्या फट रहा है? क्या कहाँ आग लगी है? कहाँ कहाँ पानी डाल सकते? So, and that's how he trained me. That's how he sort of sat with me every day. He would tell me his problems. I would try to solve them. We would try to come up with solutions. We would ship it. But तब तक मुझे शिपिंग नहीं पता था. बोला शिपिंग क्या होता है यार? इसको तो डेवलपर को दे दो यार, ये लोग तो कर लेंगे. Then he taught me about PRD. He was like, कि, this is a what a PRD is. मैं बोला इतना लिखना होता है क्या? तो but then I broke down a PRD. I tried to understand 10 चीजें होती है. How do you define a problem space? क्या होता है?
Right.
From there I had a direction. I was like, okay, मैनेजर बन गया, अब प्रोडक्ट मैनेजर में सीखना है क्या करना है. That's when Appraised happened. Appraised in another DM post again. Happened by like accident. It was like I DM'd the team and I'm like, can I learn? And there was an opening. मेरे को पैसे खर्च नहीं करने थे, but मेरे को सीखना था product management. So they took me in the team, and that's where I had a vast majority of my learning fundamentals of product management.
Great. So we'll go back a few steps. So you mentioned that you joined QMath, but you didn't really join as a product manager or product associate, right? So like why when you left say Deloitte, what did you join QMath as, and then how did you make that transition?
Interestingly, I left Deloitte without a plan. Uh,
Wow.
I left Deloitte sometime before pandemic, and I was I was almost working with a friend at another startup called CamK12, which was into edtech space. I haven't mentioned it anywhere because बहुत ही छोटा stint था. But I saw his scale, like zero से लेके like 10-15 lakhs a month revenue पे थे, and their goal was simple कि हम teachers बच्चों को relevant teachers के साथ connect करते हैं. That's a simple goal that they were in. They were into tutoring, that aspect. Uh, that's where QMath came into place. QMath was essentially a competitor of CAMK12. And CAMK12, basically, QMath was trying to get people into trying to do what CAMK12 was doing.
Right.
I told them that, okay, I want to join, but I don't want to join as some project manager or something. Give me something interesting to solve. That's when they said, ठीक है, आ जाओ हमारे लिए एक छोटा सा प्लेटफॉर्म बना दो जो आपने CAMK12 में बनाया था. लेकिन नहीं, competitor है, ये ऐसा पाप मत करवाओ. And but interestingly, they had an interview round, and the vision of CAMK12, QMath was very different from what CAMK12 was.
Right.
So I said, okay, let me join in. But my role at that point was not of a product manager, it was just a project associate. When project associate at CAMK12, at QMath, was very much like, trying to solve everyday problem, trying to do operation stuff, trying to solve these things. When I got better at it, that's when and 2 months, not even a long time कि मैंने ये किया है. 2 months में they do a product associate role that way.
Awesome. So what did you exactly do at like CAMK12? Did you understand that you are actually doing product management, or maybe आप just business संभाल रहे थे, उससे उससे जितना सीखने में आया उतना सीखे हैं? Like what do you think got QMath attracted to you?
यार
So
मैं
did
CAMK12
they reach out?
सारा
Did they reach out to you, or you reached out?
yeah, they reached out.
Wow.
They reached out. But CAMK12 में मैं बस पढ़ा रहा था. I was like a teacher there.
Oh.
I teach computer science, all these things. I would manage a small team of teachers as well. I was basically handling the supply side of things. So demand was like the kids, supply was a teacher. So I was SOPs, the tech side of teachers की क्या build कर सकते हैं to make it better,
Right.
giving feedback developer team. तो उस टाइम पे भी product management नहीं था वो. I don't know how to quantify it, but it was solving problem teachers.
That's absolutely.
When QMath came, they said, क्या पढ़ाओ मत, आप ये करो. मैं पूरा पढ़ाना आता. But they're like, आप ये करो, दूसरा चीज करो. And that's how it sort of happened. Yeah.
Got it. So I think QMath at that stage was also pretty small, right? Like how big was it? How big a team was that?
I think there were about 200 to 300 people team when we joined. And QMath was branching into different sections. Like they were doing international expansion and they were also moving into different science, coding, those sort of things.
Got it. And you joined as a project associate. So I think this is also something that I tell in my videos a lot, is that a best way to get into product management is actually like getting into a startup and going into nascent roles, जो adjacent roles होते हैं, like project management,
Yeah.
project associate, उसके around रहो, and you can easily make that transition in a startup, and just like you did, right?
Right. So I'll tell you an interesting story. In my current startup at CloudSec, we have someone who's leading an entire product.
Right.
She's come from a CSM background, right? CS,
Yeah.
she doesn't know product. She is not that well into cybersecurity as well, but she's leading like a 50 CR vertical right now at CloudSec. So it's not about getting that title, it's about solving the right problem. That's the core piece.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So then after that, I think Upraised happened. So you learned a bit about product management, but still, I think formally you have never interviewed for a product role, right? So Upraised must have been your first real product manager interview. So can you tell me a bit about that experience? Like, how did you prep up for it? How was your resume? How did you reach out for that opportunity? Can you tell me a bit about that?
So Upraised had posted a job opening on LinkedIn for a product APM role. Is what they had posted. And at that point, I did not know what a good resume would look like. Or portfolio क्या होता है, क्या लिखूं portfolio में, right? It was just random things that were there that I had done. And people had done a lot of things, right? Like there was a whole lot of things that people used to do. People used to do tear downs where they would break down an app, find out what are the right things. कुछ लोग IKEA effect पे लिख रहे थे 10 चीजें. Then people who were writing about a problem like CAC कैसे कम करना है कंपनी का and how to reduce it, how to make it better.
Right.
I had ये क्या एक fancy term था, मुझे पता नहीं था क्या होता है.
Right.
So I took a week and I tried to break down. I took like 100 portfolios. जितने भी मेरे दोस्त हैं सबको बोला भेजो अपने portfolios. I broke down those 100 portfolios. Like
Right.
what sells, what matters, क्या होता है. And I took another week and tried to replicate the same thing into my portfolio.
Right.
कि, okay, if I want to get into a fintech company, what are the 10 words or what are the 10 ways I can convince them that I know what they want? If I have to get into a delivery tech company, like delivery was the big thing, e-commerce express was huge. If I want to get into that company, what are the problems specific to that company? There's a delivery company, the biggest problem is tracking, right? At that point, it was not that great. So a lot of companies would rely on substandard methods, right, to get it across. So in payment companies, the biggest problem was UPI failure rate was something that it was very high at that point, not right now.
Right.
Then your e-commerce company had a problem of supply demand matching, right? Like basic things like search filters would not work. So how do you sort of connect the customers? It gave me a lot of breadth into things. कि यार यहाँ पे 10 चीजें फटी है, यहाँ पे 10 चीजें फटी है. Pick up the best फटा हुआ चीज. That's how I told myself.
Yep.
What do I pick up from each of these portfolios and incorporate it into my portfolio? And that's exactly what I did. I remember the founder telling me that what you have done is great. आप में शायद depth नहीं है, breadth तो बहुत अच्छा है. So I think that's what got me at Appraised. That's what helped me land that key, okay, initial conversation, Elysian, with Appraised in that way.
Got it. So like when you said that आपने portfolios लिए the like Solo को and you made that into like 10 different case studies of 10 different industries. उसके best metrics, best tear downs वगैरह वैसे बनाया.
Yeah, yeah.
God.
I still have that. I still have like a repository of case studies, things that I do. And मैं बहुत पढ़ता, मतलब केस स्टडीज पढ़ना मेरे लिए बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग था कि यार कैसे होता है. आई वुड रीड डेलॉयट, ईवाई, मैकिन्जी के केस स्टडीज. दे वुड हैव रिपोर्ट्स, ESG reports and all, and I would love reading those. I would
Right.
read those, take notes and figure it out. That gave me the narrative as well. कि कैसे कौन से narrative से आपको कैसे जाना है. So I did just that. I broke down portfolios, figured out what works, what doesn't, replicated the same into my portfolio that way.
Got it. I think, and that plays a very big psychological play into the interviewer's mind as well. Ki like you're interviewing the fintech company and you're suddenly talking about like fintech terms, like what are the biggest problems that you solve in fintech, and the other person is like, "Bhai, isko kaise pata hai itna kuch?" Then you're again interviewing with a say e-commerce company and you know so much about e-commerce as well. I think that must have been great. Like so,
And this works. So sorry to cut you off. That works across all of these companies. How familiar are you with their problems? Because your interviewer is going to look into these problems day in, day out. They're going to know all these problems. If you bring it up to them, you're like, oh wow, this guy has actually done his work. He's done his work. So he's entirely a good candidate that way. So that's exactly what I.
Absolutely. So I think similar thing I also did in my college. So in my final year, I completely like invested in a startup, very small startup, 5-team startup. जहाँ पे I worked in founder's office, where I like did a lot of email automation and all of that. I worked in operations, email automation, वैसे बहुत करता. So when I joined Contlo, which is a marketing automation company, they were very interested कि hey, I know about Mailchimp, I know about like ActiveCampaign, I know about OmniSend and all of this because I've used these. So it plays like a like psychological play कि भाई हाँ इसको पता है, इसने use किया है, he at least knows how the product is. So that I think matters a lot, especially when you're a fresher.
Yeah.
Awesome. And then like how did you reach out to Appraise? Like how did that happen? And especially it's your first job, like first proper product manager job, right? So how did you reach out to them?
Yeah. So Appraise was smaller than QMath. And at that point, I think they were like, I was the 18th employee. That way, पहले कुछ लोग छोड़ भी चुके थे. तो कुछ some people joined, some people left. I was the 18th employee. We didn't have an office. तब I think it was pandemic second wave. Ish, what was going on. I realized that the edtech bubble of K-12 is going to burst. And there were a lot of indicating factors to that. Schools reopening, parents asking for a refund, Byju's collapse, and the core value prop of edtech failing because people didn't want to go to a screen, right? But one thing I saw very strongly rising was the trend of product management. And Upraised at that point had a very clear value prop. They were like, give us your 17 weeks, we'll land your product role, right? Which is a game changer for me, right? Like, oh, can I become a product manager in 17 weeks? And persona was ex-MBA, MBA grads who actually knew what product management is. They wanted to get into it.
Right.
अब इनको मैं क्या बताऊँ कि इनके प्रॉब्लम्स क्या हैं? There were multiple problems, right? It was a cohort. So cohort has a lot of scaling problems. Cohort has a lot of other side of problems. But I applied for the role. Uh, I also cold emailed their product team. They're like, and I wrote 3 things. I wrote one, आपके वेबसाइट में क्या-क्या प्रॉब्लम है? वेबसाइट में एक प्रॉब्लम है कि आप पर्सोना के प्रॉब्लम्स नहीं बता रहे हो. You are telling you will become make 17 weeks, but my question is कि if I don't know anything, how can you make me a product manager?
Right.
And then I wrote about some problems in their test. So they had a KYS test also. I wrote about some problems there. I wrote about some things there. And I just sent the email. I never expected कि reply करेंगे कि because they were hiring from IIM, IITs. मेरे पास वो डिग्री भी नहीं थी. तो that was the case. But I got an email and within a week they scheduled a call. They gave me an assignment. My assignment was very simple, is to figure out how did you map KYS score to placement. So I like, okay, मैं अभी product manager बनाऊँ, how do I figure out what works as a placement or how do you even map
Right.
an entire journey for a user? But somehow I did. Like I one thing about me is that I put a lot of heart and soul into any assignment that I do. Like if I have an assignment, I would understand, go in depth, do user interviews and get it done.
Right.
And that's exactly what I did. And they liked the assignment. They're like, "Ki, whatever depth that you had, it's actually translating really well to how we look at things." So that got me a call, and then I had an interview. I think all the rounds went well. The final round with the CEO, it I don't know, it didn't go that well, but I was still like given the opportunity and working at
Got it. So I think that's an excellent point on like what actually gets you an interview call. So like
yeah.
few days ago, I think I posted about like how that cold email entire thing, right? And that caused an outrage as well as a thing where people are saying कि क्या मैं अभी subject line पे focus करूँ, क्या मैं अभी body पे focus करूँ. But people don't realize that those are the people or those are the things that actually matter to a product manager. Like you saw something in the website and you saw that, okay, what is the persona, why will I even get attracted to this if I'm like, what is this persona, like मैं क्यों करूँ? Then you saw something in the KYS score and you accumulated all of that and you actually put it in an email. You took that effort. लोग को वो भी नहीं करना, लोग को हाँ भाई resume देख के मेरा कर ले जो करना है. Like though that was the thing. So this is actually a really good example of how you can like apply for jobs. So target multiple companies. I think that's what you did. Target multiple companies, see what is wrong with their product, and just email that to the product team or the CEO.
I'll tell you an interesting insight. This is a research that I was doing a couple of days ago. Uh, for a typical job posting, even for a small startup right now, you have about 1,000 to 2,000 applications per
Right.
job posting
Yep. Right.
on LinkedIn. You have cold messages, DMs to almost all the product people, the CEOs, founders, everyone. In that scenario, how do you stand out? Right? Like 10 लोग आपको भेज रहे हैं mail. So there are 3 things, right, that you can show. You cannot go to that person and say, "Ki, hire me," right? You can either create a compelling mail which tells your story, which might or might not sound, or you can talk about the problems that affect them, which also means that अपना वो depth है, आप में वो intent है, and intent is very important here, right? If you show that intent, that gets you that call, and that has worked pretty well for me for most of my cases. So intent is important. It's not how you customize the subject line, क्या लिखते हो, that's secondary, right? So that's how I perceive, look at people pieces.
Awesome. Like, and you mentioned about cold mailing. So, like, can you tell us, like, how does a like normal cold mail should look? I also showcased your cold mail in my post as well. So, can you tell me, like, how would you break down a cold mail? Say, if you had to apply to a company right now,
Mm.
like, how would you cold mail that particular company, or who would you cold mail as well?
So first things first, you need to understand the person you're going to cold mail. He or she might not spend more than a minute on your mail, considering they open it.
Right.
Like that's if even for LinkedIn, right? If you message, there are high chances that you might not see it. First, you need to figure out what is my narrative, and this is a very interesting quote by Nir Eyal, the writer for Hooked.
Yep.
And there is a very interesting podcast. He says, "What is the flavor of your narrative? Matlab, what do you want to portray yourself as? What do you want the other people to perceive you as?" And very interesting, he talks about a lot of things.
Right.
Your cold email should tell your story, and it should have a baseline. It should have why are you the most important person for the job, and it should have a turn to say why are you capable enough to solve the problem. And that's exactly what a cold mail in theory should have, right?
Right.
I start with something that's very catchy to me, right? Like,
Mm.
what sort of cold mail would I read? What sort of cold mail would I want to look at, right? So I would start with, hey, this is a problem at XYZ company, right? Or I think I found a problem. I would love to know your opinion,
Hmm.
right? Which is fighting. Most people start with like spammy, like, oh, product manager at work, product managers for hire and all. There are already 10 people doing it.
Hmm.
What else are you bringing to the table, right?
Right.
So I would start with something which is inviting, which is a lot more exciting, more than clickbaity in that sense. The second part that I would focus on is explaining their problem in detail. Like, I would not talk about me. Like, if you've seen the cold mail, I barely talk about me, like one or two lines on what I heavily focus on कि आपका problem क्या है. Like, when do you call a plumber? You call a plumber जब आपके घर पे नल का टूटा हुआ हो. You're the plumber, right? Imagine you are being called into the company to fix a problem. You should know the problem.
Absolutely.
Highlight the problem. Problem could be in multiple places. It could be in the messaging, marketing, product. It could be in their user persona, multiple things, right? Highlight these problems. Understand what is the business that you could bring in. Understand what sort of value would you be bringing in for the customers, business, these sort of things. Then talk about how you are equipped to solve it. Have you either solved it in the past, or do you have experience trying to solve a similar problem, or have you done research and read about these problems in depth? Do you know these problems
Right.
better? Then maybe talk about yourself. Like, hey, I've spent 5 years. This is where you can trust me, right? And then end with a resume or something that sort of lands with them. So this is a usual thesis that I follow.
Got it. Awesome. I think that makes a lot of sense. I think I usually this is the best way. Like, if you have to get a product role, I feel this is the best way for anyone to get into like product. Job applications don't work. Career page definitely does not work. It's always the cold emails. And one thing I learned, like while working in a startup, is that CEOs are always hiring. I think that is
Yep.
that is a like very the major thing that I learned is like CEOs are always hiring, even when they're laying off people, even when they're not interested, even when they're like churning customers. But CEOs are always hiring for people. So if you are attractive to them, if you are solving a problem that they need, like they need it solved immediately, they will hire you. So yeah,
Yeah. And you need to give them that confidence, that trust that you are the best person in solve the problem. It's not about ki, okay, graduated from XYZ, I have done XYZ things. You should tell them why you are most equipped to solve it. I think that's what matters the most.
all right, so I have one last question, which is like, so you have this 5 years of experience, and I'm assuming that you must have hired a lot of people as well in this last 5 years. Right now, you're a senior product manager. You've worked at Chorus, you've worked at QMath, you've worked at Appraised. So, like,
Yeah.
I think product managers, especially aspiring product managers, when they want to get into the industry, they really want to know like what are those skills, which is like
Yeah.
which makes a person attractive as a product manager, as a like APM or a product analyst, whatever. So my question would be like, what do you look into for a like APM role or a product analyst who is getting into product management for the first time? They don't have any internship experience. They don't have any, maybe not even relevant portfolio as well. Resume khali hai. But what do you look in
Mm.
like? What do you look for in these people?
When I go out to hire, and I think I remember at one of these companies, we had done about 70 interviews for a PM role.
Yeah.
We couldn't find what we were looking for, right? At my current company, CloudSec, I remember they were hiring for a SPM role, and they were looking for it since the last 7 months, 7 to 8 months. They were looking for it. They had interviewed people from Adobe, Microsoft, each of these places, right?
Right.
Uh, one of the key things, one of the biggest things that I look out for, uh, is anti framework approach, or very, very strong first principle thinking, right? Like, a very simple way is, so if you know Bezos, he had a very simple assessing people, which is the 3 why rule, right? Like, if you want to know the of a person, you ask them questions on questions on questions, right? Like, to figure out where is the problem or do a root cause analysis. I do that quite a lot, right? Like, I remember interviewing someone from Ola, and he told me that he has built the finance part, he has built XYZ, these things. So I asked him, okay, what was the core problem that you're trying to solve? And he's like, lending was, and he had a lot of jargon. He was like, lending is problematic. People don't have their financials in place. We can't assess score. And okay, why is this a problem? And then he gave me another reason. And then I asked again, like, okay, still, why do you think X is the problem? Why is it not Y? And then he went into jargon again, which clearly indicates that this person tried to solve a problem that was given to him, right? He did not do enough he did not put his brain into trying to solve the problem, or he did not even think about what was the problem in the first place. Was it a user problem? Was it a problem with the industry? Was it a problem with a lot of other factors, right? To me, an ideal candidate, and I've talked to a lot of people. I've tried to understand from a lot of people this three things. I think there are 3 to 4 things that I look for. A is simplification. Uh, if you can take up a big, in like, very complex thing, simplify it for your users, for someone who you're talking to, that's a great thing. Avoid AI. Like, if AI, someone telling me कि हमने AI से इसको solve कर दिया, is a big red flag for me.
Yeah.
Talk about how you simplify things. Second, talk about the impact. Ki, why did we want to solve it? Did it bring us business? Did it bring us uh, anything? Talk metrics, like talk numbers. What changed? What made it better? And third, biggest thing that again, this is the most major thing is, uh, how easily are you able to talk about your product solution journey, right? Do you have a strong way to explain that this was an urgent and important problem that you solved during an interview, during like a 10 minutes call? If that's the case, I'm sold on it, right? And I have no reason, okay, why you can't give, because you're a product manager, I'm a product manager. We know how important it is to sell a narrative, right? To align holders, to tell why the feature is important, why it's important, right? So I want these sort of qualities when I look for, and whenever I'm hiring for a PM, APM role. Uh, Usually for a PM role, but for when I'm hiring for an APM role, the biggest thing I look for is the curiosity and the open mind this person has, right? Like, if I tell them that, hey, this X is not working out, can you do Y? How open are, or how adaptable they are to trying to, figure out and get things done. That's what I look for in an APM ish role, from a very soft skills perspective. But hard skills, again, you need to understand how data analytics work, how matrix work, having the fundamental knowledge of what a business is. Like, let's say if you're interviewing for a fintech company, you should know how we make money, right? If you're going to tell me we'll make money by ads, that's a big red flag there.
Keep it up.
Yeah, like, I have I remember someone telling me that, oh, we were a B2B company, right? And we at Chorus is a B2B company, right? We were interviewing someone, and that guy just said, can't we show ads at search? So Chorus search was a big deal, and that guy was like, can we show ads at search? And like, we are a B2B company. But yeah, but we can make more money, we can make more revenue. I'm like, okay, by showing ads to someone who's paying 50 lakhs for your product, you're going to earn more margin, right? So again, which demonstrates that person lacked the knowledge, fundamental knowledge of how customers think, how businesses work, right? Which is a big red flag. Like, why would I hire that sort of a person? Because they would come and do the same things, trying to prove it wrong way. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to fail. All of us have. But if you are confident, if you are curious enough, I think that would sort of get you along. And most people know, right? Whenever you are interviewing, whenever I'm interviewing, we know who's curious, not right.
Right.
That stand pretty much for me.
Absolutely. I think the anti-framework thing that you mentioned, like, so I like to ask a lot of RCA questions during my interviews, and whenever I see someone like going through a like particular route, even though the answer is not there, but always like external events ये हो रहा है, internal events ये हो रहे हैं.
I'm guilty of it at Appraised as well, because Appraised was very much really into frameworks. कि सबको framework सिखाना है, and even management consulting, right? That's very much into framework. But product management is not management consulting. Most people forget that. It's about solving a problem for a startup, not solving but for a like Fortune 500 company, right? It's fairly very different in that sense. So anti framework always works. First principle, think about it, use your common sense, figure it out. That's the best way to go about it.
Absolutely. I think awesome, Suraj. I think within this podcast, I myself learned so many things. I think this is also my way of learning from all the podcast guests that I'll have. So thank you so much for coming. Do you have any final thoughts regarding this?
Stop writing bad emails. Think about what to write in a good email.
Right.
Uh, always remember that the person you're sending the email to has 10 other things. How do you stand out? And if you're going to become a product, okay, you talked about why to become a product manager. I tell you why you should not become a manager, because the title sounds cool. You know, product management is a high paying role. It's not. There are other roles that pay much
Yeah.
higher
Yeah.
than it is, right? So it's not about money. It's not about fame. It's not even unstressful. It's not like a chill job always. Right? You're always up,
Always on fire.
always on fire. There's always something burning. Become a product manager if you are a great first principle thinker. Problems excite you,
Hmm.
and that's where you want to go. Like 10 years later, you want to solve problems. That's love for the problems. Should be the only reason you become a product manager, nothing else.
Absolutely. I think that makes so much sense. And I think I relate with that. Like I like myself joined as a software engineer right after college, then got laid off. Then just because like coding did not excite me as much as like actual solving problems did, and working in an AI company, like, and particularly in a startup where you get a lot of ownership. I'm sure you must have experienced that in Appraised and Qmat as well. I think that gave me the understanding that okay, this is what it means to become a product manager actually. So yeah, I think Suraj, this was super helpful. Hopefully the people will love it. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much for having me. I think you've been a great guest. I follow your channel, and I think after I found your LinkedIn post, and I just sent in, okay, what do you,
Yeah.
and it went. I've been following your channel since then. So whatever you're doing for the community, whatever you're doing for people, I think it's great. It's come a long way. And I hope your channel becomes successful. You become big.